and he's working with you, so that makes it even better.
That was something I was unaware of, so it makes me want to go back and listen to it in a different way.
Yeah.
And thinking about those factors, because I'm just listening to it going, hey man, that's how they throw it down. You know, it's going from this to this, but not thinking that there's an actual science to it.
Yeah, there is. There's in the arrangement of the music and the arrangement of the artist and the flow, it all has to work instrumentally. And Rick Rubin found a way that no matter what the beat was, the way he arranged what artists rap where gave our voices an instrument on the song and made it not stereotypical as to who you would think you should hear on this particular song. So we wasn't predictable. He showed us how not to be predictable.
That's fascinating. So Bill, you probably answer this question in one form or another in pretty much every interview you do, but the We Can't Be Stopped album cover. My question about like that iconic hip hop moment is, what were you thinking at that exact time? Like in that moment when the picture was being taken, were you fully aware of like the intention to have it be used after the fact, or were you, like not, totally present? Like, what was your state of mind in that exact moment when that album cover was taken?
I was being prepped for surgery, so
right.
You can imagine what my state was.
So did they even run it by you and say, hey, by the way, we're trying to take this to turn it into the album cover?
Or but you gotta remember, you can't eat before surgery because they got nothing but medicine in you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't see the album cover until the world seen it. So you know what I mean. And
were you aware that the pictures were being taken?
I kept hearing about it, but I wasn't really 100% coherent. But knowing myself, I know whatever state of mind I was in, I'd have been like, the picture should be taken this way or that way. Give me that cell phone. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So yeah. At the end of the day, I would credit that album cover for being the most original one that never had to be photoshopped, even when Photoshop was available. But the after effect and the aftermath of, always having to look at it is like something you never planned for. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Something you're hoping to make a past memory.
Yeah, but but then I put it out to where it's on a level where I'm always gonna see it. But which is not a bad thing for those of y'all out there, you kids and adults, because we never stop learning. Is that sometimes it's easy to forget your mistakes, but when you're able to look back on them, it gives you a rude awakening, and it's a positive wake up call because it's a constant reminder of what not to do.
So when you saw it for the first time, you didn't view it as like an affront or an intrusion to your privacy. You weren't upset at that time. You were like, hey, that's what happened, and let's embrace it, and let's,
My mind frame about everything was just the way the group was. We are reality rappers, so that was a reality move, you know what I'm saying? But how it affects people personally and momentumly in memories, from past to future, that's an individual effect. That's that one individual's butterfly effect, you know what I mean?
What happened to all the reality rappers, man?
I have no idea. I think I don't think none of them are out to lunch. I don't think anyone's on vacation. I just feel like the systematic.
But I mean, what I'm saying is of the new generations. Like,
but just think about the way music is played. People play what's popular. Now, there was a time when radio stations used to break an artist, where they used to introduce a new sound. Now, I don't know what the format or policy is for that, but if they could allow you to at least once a day for the whole whatever existence of the station, that you just play a different artist and ask people their opinion and go back to the regular format, that might introduce a different avenue. But if we're being force-fed, then we can only eat what's in front of us.
What was on that same level, what was the breaking point for the Ghetto Boys being seen and known? Was it a radio station? Was it the box in Houston?
It was a combination of a lot of stations. You know what I mean? It was stations in Shreveport. It was Houston. It was New Orleans. It was Mississippi. It was Alabama. It was Tennessee. I mean.
Well, on MTV.
Yeah. No. See, first it was Video Jukebox, which became MTV too. But yeah. The concept was Video Jukebox was music television you control, so that was our first video experience.
And that's because the people were able they weren't purchasing the videos, right? You just called in and you were able to choose the videos that were coming up, so they were choosing you.
Yeah, it's like basically where you get an account with the cable companies. Like you have an account with them, but you also could request what's being played.
Yeah.
So that was beautiful, and then they would play it.
And people were requesting the Ghetto Boys,
Yeah.
and that was able to get you guys onto the larger scene and then the nationwide airplay.
Yeah, because see, what Rick Rubin did was give us the crossover appeal. We were always an underground group that college kids knew of, but we wasn't a mainstream known where, whether you was in the suburb or not, you would be forced to see this. Because it's being backed properly and it's put out there, you feel me?
So then, I mean, my mind's playing tricks on me. Would be considered crossover.
Yeah.
Because it became mass appeal. How do you feel? Do you now like go, oh God, I got to do that song every time?
Oh no,
or
no,
you
it's
still,
not
you
even
still
that.
embracing it and love it? Because it's a classic. Like we want to hear it every time. You can't take it from us.
No, but check this out though. I mean, people who dislike their blessing is people who don't know how to be blessed. So personally, we were still performing Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster, and then all of a sudden Mike Judd decided to put it in Office Space. So we never stopped performing the music that people love, so we could introduce it to other people as we get to other broader audience. You know what I'm saying? So,
thank you
so
for that.
you should always compliment the music with the fans. And what your core audience wants is the music that made them think, the music that made them feel, and you got to give them that. Like, even though I like doing gospel rap, I'm still not going to change the music that made me where I'm at, because, I mean, if you really look at it right now, I don't know how many people have ever discussed this before, but did you know that Ray Charles is the only artist? Now, mind you, Drake just won all of those Grammys, right? He did that more than a lot of people has ever done in one particular setting, right? But did you know that Ray Charles won a Grammy in every music category?
Wow.
You probably knew that.
No, I got school just now. I just dropped that on you.
Yeah, when you get a chance, look that up, because it's the most amazing thing to me to think, right? That people hear Snoop is doing a gospel album, everybody's like, oh, what's that gonna sound like? They hear Snoop is doing country, like, what's that gonna sound like? They hear him singing a pop song, like, what's that gonna sound like? Think about it, Ray Charles did all of that. It's an open lane. Bobby Brown has a country song. There's a country rapper. That, I mean, music was never meant to be limited. And if you appreciate music, like my Phantom of the Rapper album really was supposed to have opera music on it, but nobody comprehended that at the moment, and I don't even know what the headache was even trying to clear that for a damn rap album. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, they should want to see
but
that.
I had Madam Butterfly, like, for What You Hear But What You Gonna Do When the World's on Fire, that was actually Madam Butterfly being played on the original. You know, and Who's the Biggest? That was Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. You know what I'm saying? But it just, everything had to be switched around. But, I mean, it was Phantom of the Rapper, like Phantom of the Opera. It was, like, really
You ever
a
thought
story.
about just doing
No,
Yes,
but the
a
crazy part
bootleg
is...
version of it and putting it out that way?
No, but see,
So people can see?
the crazy part is we was with Virgin Records at that time, but then we was with New Tribe and then Rap Lot, but everyone was basing it on what they knew of the group and the artists. You know what I'm saying? So I could understand them not feeling it, but it really, you know, changed the persona of what the record was supposed to be. And then out of nowhere, Bounty Killer and Wycliffe come out with Hip Opera. I'm like, oh. Then Monica comes out a month later with Ghetto Symphony.
And nobody
I'm
wanted
like,
to listen
I
to your
had
message.
Phantom of the Rapper. I was a year ahead of this. Like, what is this? You know what I mean? So sometimes you see things and people don't really know where you're taking it. And I think that's what's been lost in music, is that if you keep hearing a certain pattern, a certain flow, and a certain, for instance, it's because there's people around that don't want to see a change.
And when you were making that album, that was post Bismarcky, you know, sampling clearance legislation. So did you have
and you
issues
remember
with,
who
like,
that was with?
how do you clear a
Yeah.
Mozart sample?
No, but see, that's the whole thing, though, is that this was after Bismarcky had his thing with Frank Sinatra for doing his Spring Again on the Diabolical Biz album.
Right, so did you have to be extra careful given the fact that there was precedent there?
But
with,
see, I was with Virgin Records. I figured, you know, all these labels know each other. I mean,
Right.
getting a clearance, it wasn't like I was doing it from the hood anymore. I was on a label that should have appreciated the merger of the classical music.
Yeah, they're formats
Right.
of music. Yeah.
And no, like classical orchestra music, right? Ballet music and hip hop. When both of those things, like hip hop from its birth always was looked down on. Opera music was always looked down on. Because it always talked about the ills of society. It talked about the kings and the queens and the policies and all of that. So hip hop did the same thing. With the F the Police, with the Crooked Officer song, with the Straight Outta Compton telling people where you're from, you know what I mean? From the Ghetto Boys Do It Like a Geo to, you know, to Kanye West When Jesus Walked. I mean, it's like you could go through a variation. Like just think about Nas when he said, imagine smoking L's without cops harassing. I mean, that's actually happening today. But back then it was an imagination.
Yeah.
That's the hip hop I like. The hip hop that imagines things and then you see it, you know, come into fruition. Not the ones that are talking about just what you spend, what you have, and what you could do. I mean, it's obvious. Okay, let me know your thoughts on future for instances. Like, how about when you first got paid and you didn't have your accounting skills right, and the people around you, you know, allowed you to break yourself to where you really had nothing till the next record. It's like, rap about learning this business. Like Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Remember that? When Pete Rock said, you know, don't give me the unnecessarily hostility because management works for me. Then you had Fife Dog and them. Record company people are shady. It's like they would tell you what's going on. It's not informative. Everybody, it's like everyone's doing good. It's like everyone went to school and learned the art of business and accounting and music when TLC had to file bankruptcy, when Tony Braxton had to file bankruptcy. And these are R&B singers. Their budget is always greater than ours. And if they had discrepancy in paperwork, that means don't just live in the moment, man. Live in the now and the knowledge. Know the ledge.
So, Slim, my last question, and you touched on this, Bill. What role did you have in the implementation of your music in the movie Office Space? Because I know that to some degree breathed a new life to a lot of your guys' music, or at least exposed it to a different audience. Like, how involved were you with that process?
Just doing a lot of shows in Austin. You know, it's like I hooked up with several different bands, and I started saying I'm gonna do a show in several different venues, and even if it was in the same week, every one of them was packed. You know, and I was doing the songs that people liked and loved, and you know, the word just started spreading, and then from there I just always wanted to perform with a band now.
So now
So to be instrumental in the music coming out, I would say, because Mike Judd lives in Cali and in Austin, I think, you know, me just by myself with a band, having a band play Diamond Feels Good to Be a Gangster, you know, that might have got to him somehow. You know what I mean?
Okay, so he knew about you, knew the legend of your music, and reached out to you guys to say, hey, your music is the perfect fit for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, he actually called the label for that. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Okay, cool. That's
you know what I mean? Because he realized that Ghetto Boys is Texas music. See, we're the first platinum rap group out the South before any other platinum artist in the South. You know what I mean? So it was 2 Live Crew before us, but the first reality rap based artists, we were the first to be in Houston and be platinum. For the type of music 2 Live Crew was doing, you know what I mean? They were the first to go 3 million like every sales, but we were the first to go platinum just being from the South, like not the Southeast, but just the South.
Right.
You know what I'm
Cool.
saying?
Well,
Man, it's truly a pleasure to meet you. I don't know if it was the last time that you were in town or the time before, but we were all at a reggae bar. We was at the bar.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, we was at the bar, and you was standing right next to me, and I was looking, I was going, that's Bushwick Bill. Sitting at the bar. And I was like, man, I'm gonna be all groupie-ish. I'm gonna be like, are you Bushwick Bill? Obviously it was. Okay, hey, can I say hi? And so I didn't say nothing. And so now it's a pleasure,
get your
man,
moment.
to shake your hand, man, and say, welcome to Denver. I'm glad to have you
Yes.
back here again. We really look forward to seeing you tonight once again.
So so all of you hip hop lovers out there in Denver, all you people that love Bushwick Bill and been supporting me for years, all y'all just good music, good loving people. Don't forget to come out to Herman's Hideout, because that's what we're doing at the Hideaway. Just like that, Bushwick Bill. It's going
Come on,
down.
baby.
there it is.
So come support your own. Hey, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna have the DJ give me a beat. I'm a rap, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do something different before I bounce up our chair, you know what I'm talking about? For real. So let me get an instrumental so I can rap a little something.
Come on.